If you're trying to lose weight, I want you to stop thinking of your diet as a plan that you need to follow and start thinking of it as a bank account. I'm Melanie Ash of MelanieAshFitness.com, a personal trainer, a nutrition coach, a women's wellness, weight management expert, and a fitness nutrition specialist. And today I want to give you a new way of thinking about your diet program that is going to help you lose weight. So too often we think of dieting as a meal plan. Tell me what to eat, I'll eat these things, I can just follow it, and that's how we're going to lose weight. The problem with that is it's not realistic long term, and it doesn't allow you to be flexible with things that happen in life. Instead of having a meal plan, I want you to think of your diet like a bank account. And I'm going to give you 4 ways that this works. The first thing is, just like a bank account, when it comes to dieting, you're working with a certain number of calories, a certain number of macronutrients, your carbs, your fat, and your protein. If you have too many, you gain weight. If you have too little, you won't lose weight. If you have just the right amount and a little bit of a deficit, you'll lose weight. Just like with a bank account, if you overdraw your bank account, there are consequences to that, and the same thing goes for eating. If you eat too many calories, you gain weight, and there are consequences to that. Additionally, how you choose to spend in your diet, just like how you choose to spend money, has an effect on what you get. So if I have $200 and I want to go buy some new clothes, and I find a really cute outfit, but one pair of pants is $120 and another pair of pants is $40, I'm going to get more for my money if I buy the $40 pants and then I can get several shirts and maybe a pair of shoes. If I buy the $120 pants, I might only be able to buy one other thing. However, perhaps that $40 pair of pants is very low quality, and I'm going to wash them once and they're going to fall apart, and then I lost my $40 where maybe if I had invested in the $120 pair of pants that day, I wouldn't have been able to buy as much. But those pants maybe are much better quality and would have lasted a much longer time. Therefore, they're a better investment. How does this relate to food? Well, just like with spending, different foods have different costs. And if you're someone who tracks food in a fitness tracker like MyFitnessPal, and you're paying attention to carbs and fats and proteins, you can easily see that, 100 calories of broccoli versus 100 calories of potato chips, you're going to get a lot more volume, a lot more food in your 100 calories of broccoli than you are in 100 calories of potato chips. Additionally, your 100 calories of broccoli also has fiber and lots of micronutrients and things that long term are very beneficial to your health. Your 100 calories of potato chips taste really good, maybe taste better to you than broccoli. However, they're not going to give you any long-term benefits. They don't have good micronutrients. They have some extras like sodium and fats and things that long-term aren't going to be a good investment. So in this situation, even though the cost is the same, you're better off picking the broccolis. Even if they're both 100 calories, you're going to get much better bang for your buck with the 100 calories of broccoli than you are with potato chips. However, if you really, really want those potato chips, perhaps on that day you make room for them and you just understand that there's a sacrifice. So just like a bank account, you have within your body a certain number of calories that you can and should eat in order to keep yourself alive, your resting metabolic rate. So you're starting with a certain number, just like when you open a bank account and they used to give you $50 just to get you started, right? You start with that, add your activity on top of that, and then create just a little bit of a deficit. You always want to have a little padding in your calorie account to make for weight loss, just like you would in your bank account. You want to have a little padding so you don't overdraw your bank account, right? Now, with that being said, from there, you have to decide how much extra activity are you going to put in to get yourself a little bit more calories to spend. So that's the first piece. The second piece is there are consequences if you overdraw your bank account. You have fees and so on. There are consequences if you overdraw your calorie and macronutrient account. You will not feel good. You might have some digestive issues. And if you do it over time, consistently, you will gain weight. So you definitely want to make sure, just like you're balancing your checkbook and you're making sure your bank account is even, you want to be doing the same thing with your calories and your macronutrients. Number 3, the 4 ways that dieting is like a bank account. Some people are just born with more. You know those people who maybe their parents are very wealthy and they were born into a situation where they've just had money and they don't necessarily have to work as much, and some people are just fortunate in that sense. Well, when it comes to calories, some people have great genetics, they have really good metabolisms, and you know those people who can just eat and they never gain a pound, and you're over here wondering, like, how are you doing that? Well, they won the genetic lottery just like some people won the wealthy parents lottery. And you know what the rest of us can do with that is get over it. That's all. Everyone has their own genetics. Some people have more, some people have less. You have to work with what you were given and do your best with what you have and what works for your body. And stop worrying about the people who are super skinny and can eat everything they want. Well, those people are lucky, but they aren't you. So get over it. And number 4, if you work harder, you have more to spend. Just like with a job, if you work hard and you put in more time, you're going to get more money because you're going to get paid more. Well, if you move more, you lift weights, increase your muscle mass, and you're more active, your body's going to need more fuel in the form of energy, which is food, and you're probably going to be able to get away with eating a little bit more. So don't disparage someone else who maybe has a super nice car but works 80 hours a week. They're putting in the work. Just like if you're someone who's not working out, or you could be working out more, or maybe you're not lifting weights, so you're not building muscle, then you have a friend who is a bodybuilder and she can eat 3,000 calories a day because she lifts weights and has a lot of muscle. Don't be mad at her. Change your situation. You can absolutely put in more work in the form of lifting weights and building muscle mass and movement, getting up, moving around, and walking. That's going to build up your calorie bank account, just like if you put in more hours at your job, it builds up your bank account in your wallet, right? So I want you to think of dieting like a bank account. Put in the work, get yourself a certain amount of calories and macronutrients to spend, and then weigh your choices by what they cost, what they're worth to you, and what the return is. You know, some of us would love to have a pair of $500 shoes, but we have to pay the rent this month. And if we buy $500 shoes, we can't pay the rent. Same thing for your diet. Maybe you would love to go out and eat nachos and drink beer, but you're trying to lose 10 pounds or 20 pounds. If you go out and eat nachos and drink beer, you're not going to lose the 10 or 20 pounds. We're adults and we have choices, and your diet is no different than any other choice that you make as an adult. Choose wisely and spend wisely, and you'll get more for your return. Thanks so much for joining today. I'd love to hear more about any questions or comments that you have or topics that you'd like to hear about. Comment below this video or shoot me an email, melanie.ash@melanieashfitness.com. Happy Monday. Make it a great week.